Time now for your morning rush, and we start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. Next big weather maker will actually come in two different pieces. That actually arrives tomorrow when it comes to that first piece. So today it's mostly going to be wind and fire danger. But the good news is some relief tomorrow when showers make it back to the forecast, favoring northern and western New Mexico. Albuquerque cooler temperatures. Still breezy Tuesday, but our rain chances look to peak on Thursday. Crystal?
And we turn now to an update to breaking overnight news. A SWAT situation in northeast Albuquerque is over. SWAT was called to the 800 block of Pawnee Street around 1:30 last night, 1:30 this morning, I should say, for a man who barricaded himself inside a home there. Police had to tape off several roads in the Lomas Tramway area, but again, those roads are back open. It's unclear if the man surrendered or was arrested. We're working to gather more information for you right here on KRQE News 13. Also new overnight, police investigating a shooting in a neighborhood near Manal and University. APD says it happened in the northeast neighborhood around midnight. Information is very limited at this time, but as you can see, our crews did capture several APD units and the APD mobile crime unit near a local hotel there. No roads were blocked off during this investigation. As soon as we learn more details on this, we'll pass it on to you right here. Sarah?
Construction on Albuquerque's rapid transit project will be shutting down numerous intersections in the UNM Nob Hill area for the next week. Central in Yale, as well as Central at Stanford and Central at Washington, will be closed as crews continue major construction for ART. This is affecting the north and southbound access at those intersections. That means you won't be able to turn left, but you will be able to turn right onto those streets. One lane of Central Avenue, both eastbound and westbound, will remain open. Crystal?
The cyber attack that forces users to pay up or risk their data being erased is far from over. The hack attack has affected at least 200,000 computers at hospitals, banks, and government agencies in at least 150 countries. Security officials say a second wave of the so-called ransomware could freeze even more computers today as people return to work this morning. Stay on top of that. President Trump's revised travel ban naming refugees and nationals from 6 predominantly Muslim countries hits the Seattle Appeals Court this morning. The key issue before a 3-judge panel is whether the president's comments before he took office, suggesting he would ban Muslims from entering the country, provide sufficient legal grounds to rule his executive order unconstitutional. A man who deputies say held a family at gunpoint, accusing them of shooting a hawk, is still locked up this morning. Deputies arrested Carlos Prophet Saturday night on the Burrito Mesa on several charges. According to a criminal complaint, Prophet claimed he saw a family shoot a red-tailed hawk, which you're not allowed to hunt, so he held them at gunpoint, then called 911. When deputies arrived, they say the mom, dad, and 3 kids, ages 14, 11, and 6, were all terrified. Kristen?
Today's Metro Threat Index up to a 6. We have high fire danger because of strong winds out of the southwest, reaching 15 to 25 miles per hour, and humidity less than 15%. I do expect the Metro Threat Index to stay high through the rest of the work week. Crystal?
This morning, some New Mexico parents are worried about sending their kids to school on the bus over fears of a massive sinkhole. Experts say a former brine well in Carlsbad could collapse within the next few years, creating a 300-foot wide crater and possibly causing deaths. The governor recently approved funds to repair the unstable area. In the meantime, though, the current Argus reports about half of Carlsbad school buses still drive over the former well. Emergency crews responded to a fire inside the Midtown Towers in downtown Pittsburgh early this morning. When they arrived, they could see smoke and flames coming from the 6th floor of the building. Crews on the scene reported debris falling out of a window and catching at least one dumpster behind the building on fire. Firefighters were working to evacuate residents as they continue trying to control this blaze. We'll stay on top of this for you. Investigation underway this morning for a 3-alarm fire that engulfed the 19th century synagogue in Manhattan last night. Today, crews will search the grounds for a cause. Nobody was injured. That's the good news here, but crews fought the fire from the outside because of the intensity of the flames. Take a look at your TV screens there. It's unclear what started the blaze, but the fire chief says he does believe it started from the inside. New details now. Boeing will now have to pay $4 million after being fined for faulty repairs on 2 Air Force One planes that were used to transport President Trump. A federal investigation says 3 Boeing mechanics used contaminated tools during testing that could have caused mid-flight fires. Luckily, there were no injuries, and the aerospace contractor has paid for the damages. On to new health information for you this morning. A Canadian medical journal study finds women who are pregnant when it's cold outside are actually less likely to develop diabetes compared to women who are pregnant when the weather's warm. Researchers think exposure to cold activates a type of fat that improves a woman's sensitivity to insulin. Interesting. Kristen?
Time now for a check on your Monday morning commute. The good news is there's no major incidents out there. Like Sarah mentioned, we do have those 3 closed intersections along Central and Nob Hill, so maybe some extra time to get around that, but everything else looks good to go on this Monday morning.
On to new details for you this morning. The New Mexico company that recalled more than 250,000 pounds of frozen burritos because of possible listeria contamination says it is relocating. Green Chili Concept says it will start making food products at its new manufacturing plant starting today in a long-planned move. There have been no reports of people getting sick. New this morning, a major automotive company is investing in making a flying car. Toyota is trying to produce a car equipped with 4 rotors and 8 rotor blades to fly much like a drone. Take a look at your TV screens here. Pretty impressive. It hopes to explore new possibilities by supporting this project. The goal is to develop a manned flying car by 2019. They hope to use it to light the cauldron at the 2020 Olympics.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Quite the debut.
All right, time now for the 5 Facts.
At number 5 this morning, an 83-year-old woman is working on her next book after finally being able to call herself an author. Her first book was inspired by Madrid, New Mexico, and her father. Betty Turk wrote a murder mystery novel titled Murder in Madrid. Now, Betty says her dad was a miner, but she also drew inspiration from the New Mexico mining town for her book.
How cool is that?
Good for her.
Yeah, on to number 4 now. Before you hold your next yard sale, you might want to be aware of the city's strict garage sale ordinance. They tell us you're allowed to advertise with signs, but that you need to place them on your property. They can't be blocking sidewalks, and they cannot be placed on medians. Now, you can only have 2 garage sales in a calendar year, according to the ordinance. If you break the code, you could face time in court. We have more details for you on the ordinance before you open up that garage and start a sale. Go to our website, KRQE.com.
At number 3, warm temperatures today, but breezy to windy conditions and high fire danger across central and southern New Mexico. Rain chances not great today, but we will see increasing rain and thunderstorm chances as well as cooler temperatures starting tomorrow.
On to number 2 now. Albuquerque City Council set to vote on a budget bill that councilors and the mayor did not seem to agree on just a few days ago. Some councilors proposed amending the mayor's budget plan to add $10 million more to public safety to help fund things like more police service aids and pay raises for firefighters. The mayor is now suggesting scaling back that plan and funding it by increasing fees for certain services like trash collection. On to number 1 now. The retrial for former Santa Fe County Deputy Tai Chan continues this morning. Chan is charged with murder for the death of fellow Deputy Jeremy Martin. Today we've learned Las Cruces police officer Jared Cosper, who responded the night of the shooting, is expected to testify. During the first trial, several officers testified that Chan was acting irrational and screaming. One officer said he was yelling about a bomb in the hotel. We've learned Officer Cosper was one of the officers who responded that night and heard the shouting. State is also expected to play an audio recording of what those officers heard for the jury today.